I unified Italy in just 10 years, including the North Italian states from Austria and the island of Corsica from the French, with the cunning use of the treaty systems, and by turning Italy into an industrial powerhouse. If we get 5,000 likes on this video, I'm gonna do the most unique Austrian campaign you've ever seen. And make sure to subscribe if you want to see more videos like these in the future. Now, there are certain changes to the Italian peninsula as of the more recent patch, and one of these changes is the fact that in order to form Italy, you do not need to be a great power, you just have to be a major power, which means that as the two Sicilies, that can be done extremely fast. But I like to start my adventure as Sardinia Piedmont because historically, they are the ones that unified Italy. Start by changing some of these production methods to the more optimal production methods, and of course also change to the iron frame production method for the construction sectors. We're also going to get an extra construction sector from day one, and let's see what shortages we have. Wood, iron, cloth. So basically queue up an extra iron mine in Piedmont, and we can also do cotton plantations, a couple of them in Piedmont too, alongside some logging camps, after which we can start spamming more construction sectors, and we also are going to need a coal mine as well. Technologically, we're actually doing pretty good considering we've got most of the tier 1, in fact all the tier 1 technologies. So we're going to go ahead and research nationalism from day 1, then queue up atmospheric engine pump, water tube boiler, and mechanical tools with railways right after. We're also going to cancel the consumption tax on liquor, and we're going to add one on services instead. The rest of the authority we're just going to use for road maintenance in Piedmont, which is going to be our primary state for building everything that we need to build. And then we're going to do promote social mobility everywhere else. We are eventually going to run out of infrastructure in Piedmont. We only have 46, so afterwards, unless we've already unified Italy, we're going to have to start building in Sardinia as well and wherever else we're able to. Gonna get some extra declared interest in South Africa, South America. You guessed it, we're going to do this strat. I know what you're thinking, but we have to. We need to become a major power as soon as possible, so that's the easiest way. Also, to make it easier to import some of the shortages, we can add some subventions for importing these particular goods. That will make our trade centers more likely to start importing these. And speaking of everything else, I'm going to put on 0 tariffs because I do not want to tariff anything that is not productive. Government wise, we're going to get rid of the Catholic Church, bring in the petite bourgeoisie, and that will allow us to change a few legislations here. I would absolutely love to go for colonial exploitation or colonial resettlement, as well as appointed bureaucrats is pretty huge here, about as huge as dedicated police forces, because we want to have the penalty from turmoil reduced, and we also can get it up to level 3 already, but we don't want the political strength for the landowners. So going for that law first will allow us to not get the political strength and still make use of a legislation that will help out massively in our colonial adventures. We do start with an agitator too, Giuseppe Mazzini, and he is a radical, so he would like to see a lot of laws that we also would like to see passed. We are going to be improving relations with France, and we're going to do a nice little treaty here for military access. This should passively improve our relations with the French even more, and they're very likely to accept this. 87% chance. There you go. And they did accept. That is amazing. We also can get trade privileges for the French. We cannot ask for trade privileges though, which is part of the 1.93 patch, and it's a little bit of how do I put this? The new DLC and update is amazing. I love it, but because people have been complaining about certain things being too easy, they made it now impossible. So quite literally, you cannot use any of this unless you're a great power yourself and you're either bullying people or you're giving them a lot of money. Because for us right now, even if we were to give all the goods transfer or give all the money that we possibly could give, we would not be able to get trade privileges. All right, boys, time for historical African-Italian War of 1836. Now, one more thing to note, guys, is that we are the only Italian nation, as far as I know, that has all the tier 1 techs researched. They have to research banking and other technologies before they go down the nationalism path, right? If we really want to make this happen faster, like unify Italy in 5 years, we can just go aggressive. So we can attack the Papal States in Lucca, which don't have any guarantees, and most of the times we can just grab that land without issues. Then we can do another war against the Austrians, get the northern provinces, and maybe a couple more provinces from Italy in that war too, with the help of the French. And then we can form Italy very early. Question is it worth it, or should we use that infamy to grab lands around the rest of the world, right? That would be a little bit more efficient in my opinion, but that's just my opinion, of course. There's also the Italian nations, if we delay the unification a little bit, they will start building in their land, so once we do unify with them, we get a lot more buildings than we would otherwise be getting, right? That's why our main goal right now is quickly industrialize, modernize the nation, and become a massive colonial superpower, whilst also becoming the strongest nation in Europe after unification, or even before. There we go, boys. Attackius Maximus, 5 units. That should be enough because they don't have an actual army, so we don't even need 5 units. Boom shakalaka, and it's over. We got Gaza, boys. So that means Transvaal and Orange are gonna be ours in just a few moments, because there's no more proclaim guarantee from the British. I can taste the gold from here. Let's make sure we station this army in South Africa, and we can transfer a few more units from the main army to this one. Definitely is a little bit of an overkill, though. We really do not need that many units to take care of the South Africans, but it just makes the war a little bit faster, especially the cavalry, since it means we can advance faster through their provinces, and as such grab the war goal and capitulate them faster too. There you go. We got Transvaal. Beautiful. We can even incorporate Transvaal since it's only 5 years for Transvaal and Orange. Also, we can support a third construction sector, so let's out queue that bad boy. Sadly, we don't have any gold fields. Literally as I said that, we had 5 gold fields pop up. I swear to freaking God. Oh, look at that. We just discovered gold field. As I was about to say, sadly, we don't have any gold fields, and magically gold fields appeared, bro. This is literally streamer. I'm not even kidding. It's streamer luck right there, guys. And there you go. Our first legislation has finished. I think I'm gonna be gambling this a little bit, boys, and I will be going for colonial resettlement. It's gonna be a bit of a tough one, but fingers crossed that we manage to pass it. Also, since we have now a province within South Africa, we can start getting other declared interests, and I'm gonna go, of course, for Arabia. Classic Ludi video, attacking Yemen and South Africa and Argentina. It's almost like you've seen this video 1,000 times, or almost. It's different this time. I swear to God, it actually is. 1.9 makes things a lot more different. Trust me on that. We're gonna go into a lot of things here. We're gonna talk about the world market properly, how we can benefit from it, how the different market areas interact, and especially after we unify Italy. Oh my God, it's gonna be so good, guys. You have no idea how powerful Italy is in this particular patch, because we do have a lot of different opportunities as the Italians compared to most nations. Now, boys, seeing as it is gonna be easier for me to unify Italy if I have less Italian nations to deal with, and seeing as Lucca is like what, 4.3 infamy, it's kind of a no-brainer. We are gonna attack Lucca. It's just it's easy. We're gonna be doing it. Let's go ahead and do this quick naval invasion here. World's fastest war imaginable is about to finish. We're basically giving Zulu a little bit of free time before we attack them, you know what I mean? Oh, that's actually cute. Lucca managed to get military access through the French. Now they're pushing into our lands from France, but they've got nobody defending their province then, so we basically won the war because they had nobody defending their homeland. That is crazy. That is actually crazy. Apparently, we also are producing some fancy clothes here, but we don't have silk for that. So let's make sure we import some silk by adding low subventions for it. And I'm going to be a little bit of a jackal whenever I see the opportunity to attack an Italian nation without anybody helping them. Obviously, I'm going to take that opportunity. Like, for example, the opportunity to attack the Tuscans because the Austrians are not interested in helping them out, which is basically, again, a no-brainer. If we get all of the Tuscan lands, we would get an extra 1.6 million population and 1.5 million GDP, and these are Italian pops, our primary culture pops, making our expansion even faster and making us even quicker one of the major powers. This attack here against Tuscany is 10 times better than taking lands in Africa, South America, or so on, because again, it means there's less nations that need to research nationalism for us to form Italy. And yes, this is a lot easier in patch 1.9.3. That's why I decided to do Italy, because in this patch, I feel like this is the Italian patch. This particular patch is by far my favorite, if I'm being honest, from an Italian enjoyer perspective. And now what you're saying, Ludi, there's no such thing as an Italian enjoyer. Well, you're wrong, okay? I'm an Italian enjoyer. There you go. got it. I love Italy. And it's not just because I'm Romanian and like 6 million Romanians live in Italy. I just feel like Italian people are my people. I love you guys. Oh, we can resign Lodovico Sauli. Oh, yes, please. That man was a moderate. He was the worst of the worst. Do we get the same? No, we got an even worse leader now. He's not only a moderate, he's also cruel. Oh, come on. Just because we need a lot of coal, we're going to go for high subventions. That will encourage our trade centers to import even more coal. Wait, did we just go to adoption phase with colonial resettlement already? That is correct. Whoa, did we just become a major power? Oh, my Schnitzeldorf. Holy Schnitzel boy. Okay, this is huge. This is actually freaking huge. We're about to overtake the Dutch East Indies and the Egyptians. So everything is going according to plan, boys. I'm going to get a few more declared interests in the African realms because after all, this is the colonial path of Italy, right? We're not just staying as Italy, we're becoming the greatest industrial power by fast industrializing in Italy, but we're also becoming the greatest colonial power. That's right, the real path nobody chooses when they play as Italy. Don't lie to me. You've never gone colonial as Italy, have you now? Totally not rage baiting right now. Totally. Now, seeing as we do have quite a lot of extra cash lying around, we could do two things. We could continue to industrialize, right? Which would be awesome. Or we could do something that is unique to this patch that we could never have done before. That's right, I'm going to use the treaty system, which has been nerfed into the ground, okay? It has really been nerfed into the ground, but I'm still going to use it to do something really interesting. I am going to ask for Corsica. In exchange, I'm going to give him the city of Nice. That's totally how you pronounce that. It's not Nice. I know what you're saying, Ludi, that's more GDP than Corsica. It's a little bit less population, but more GDP, and you can also get silk plantations in that province. That's true. Or we're going to be able to get silk in Lombardia as well once we get it. So I'm not too worried about silk. And if I don't do this now, once the French finish incorporating this state, it's going to be a lot more expensive to barter for it. Right now, it's only 111 to get that particular state. And we have to give our state, we're giving some wood, we're giving investment rights and a little bit of money. So that's 87% chance. Hopefully they accepted. They did accept it. That is beautiful. After many, many years, the Corsicans are back under the rightful rulership of the Italians. It only cost us being nice a little bit. Get it? Get it? Yes, because this treaty is bound for 4 years now. So for the next 4 years, we're going to be paying the French for Corsica. But I think it's worth it, okay? Because we can still keep France as an ally by doing this. And we avoid having a war with them. And we just grew by another beautiful province. Plus, Italy is not Italy without Corsica, if you ask me. And there you go. Good news. We got colonial resettlement. So now we can start properly becoming the colonial power we knew we could be. Let's go ahead and establish a couple of colonies in Kenya and in the Congo or South Cameroon, better yet. The one in Kenya is also very strategically placed there because once the English surround us, we're going to be able to barter the province of Kenya for something way better. Wait, is this new pollinator surge in Piemontese Kenya? That's huge. We do have to downscale our construction sectors right now though, because otherwise we are going to be completely collapsing economically. We're going to be taking way too much debt and we cannot really afford it right now. Whispers of Risorgimento. Italy must be restored from oblivion, which will increase the political strength of academics, officers, and we get technology spread for society as well as interest group political strength for the armed forces, petit bourgeoisie, and intelligentsia. And as of now, we have two options. We can spur pro-unification settlement. This means we're going to get more radicals in other Italian nations, which means that if they reach a certain threshold, these radicals will take over the country and that country will merge with another Italian nation, be it us or one of the other Italian nations. Could be anyone. Really, nobody knows. The other option is encourage Italian nationalism, which we can do in provinces that are Italian, such as Lombardy and Venice. So basically, we're going to make the Italians in the Austrian Empire want to be a part of Italy. Well, a future unified Italy, that is. We also managed to get atmospheric engine pumps, so we don't have any more iron shortages, but we do have a lot of coal shortages now. So we're going to have to queue up a secondary coal mine right after these government administration buildings and the paper mills. Okay, it's also time that we expand our influence over South America. All right, we are making progress here. We're halfway towards landing into their capital. It does help the fact that we've got slightly better units and we're using very high military wages as well as the general training, so we can recruit units faster than the Argentinians can, which is why we're winning, because we can replace our units a lot Oh, hold up a second here. We're gonna have to defend now. We're not pushing anymore into the rest of Argentina because unfortunately we're gonna have 3 or 4 fronts and we only have 1 army, so we really just want to hold on to their capital, which is more than enough to win this war. I'm also of course attacking Argentina early on because if I attack it later down the line after say I unify Italy, it's going to be a lot more difficult. Likely other great powers will join in, and as consequence I'm gonna have to have a major war just for freaking Argentina, which is, as they say there, no Buenos Aires, eh? What on earth happened here? North and South Peru. Oh no, Bolivia lost Peru. Oh, that is horrible. If we're gonna have a bigger war against the Austrians, we're gonna need our own domestic production of artillery pieces and to double down on our industry. So I think it is time to expand a little bit more construction sectors after we finish this iron mine. There we go. Say 4 construction sectors. I know we went down from like 7 to 4, but trust me, there's a logic to this whole thing I'm doing here, okay? We want to scale up and down as much as possible so we don't crash our economy. And I guess we can also start privatizing a little bit some of our buildings to get a bit of cash flow going too. Much as we did with South Africa, because we have directly ownership over lands in La Plata as well as the Andes via the Argentinians, we can get more declared interest now. So I'm gonna go for the Niger area, where again there's a lot of free real estate here amongst the natives. Also just want to point out that everybody with the exception of 2 Sicilies has genial relations with me in Italy already. So technically, if they research nationalism, we probably could just unify and form Italy as it is. Well, boys, we have a godsend situation. The Ottomans are going to war with the Egyptians, and the Austrians and Russians and the British are getting involved. So this is going to be a bit of a bigger war, which means it could possibly mean that I don't need to fight the Austrians when I attack another one of the Italian nations here. We also have right now a lot of colonies going on around Africa, which is good because like I said earlier, we're going to use these colonies primarily to trade for better stuff from the British and from other colonial nations, as well as keep some of these for ourselves too, of course. Yep, I was spot on with that. Check it out, boys. The Austrians do not give a schnitzel about us taking over the Papalenstaatensteiner, which means we got another, what, 3 states basically under control now, pretty much. All right, that should be a very easy, quick war. Boom shakalaka. Now, these guys are going to be a little bit disloyal or defiant, so we're going to have to improve relations with them a little bit now. We could also take on their debt, which is just 156,000, and that will improve our relations with them by 30, which is huge. Check it out now. We're back up to cordial relations. Absolutely brilliant. Now we're going to take extra advantage of this war that the Austrians have to attack Parma. Why are we attacking Parma all of a sudden? Well, you might be asking, well, sir, it's because they are going to just give us what we want. You'll see in a second what I'm talking about. First off, let's get some more conscripts by getting the enlistment effort decree in Piedmont, which means we can recruit an extra 41 battalions. And we're going to call in, after the Austrians join the Parmese side, the Prussians with the war goal of unification leadership. Boom shakalagadones. There you go, boyos. Now this will force the Parliaments to either back down and they become our subjects, or if not, then we're going to add more war goals and we're going to take Lombardia and Venice from the Austrians. So we're going to wait till a few more days. There you go. They did back down. What I'm going to do instead is I'm going to attack Modena next, right after. In a shocking turn of events, the Austrians once more are joining in against us, and we will once more call in on our Prussian broskies. We could even call in the French, actually, if we give them Piemonte Senegal. This is exactly what I was talking about with the colonies. Me colonizing around Africa gives me so many opportunities to just trade some of those horrible one province states that I have on the coastline to just bring in the French or the English in my future wars. It is actually overpowered as schnitzel in this patch. The greatest war ever. Let's quickly charge in here. Actually, I'm going to set them up to defend front, let the Austrians drain their manpower pool, and then we're going to push into Austria itself. We're also going to designate strategic objective of a Lombardy as well as Parma, I guess, first, and then Lombardy after. Oh, the Prussians are actually helping us push in here. Holy mother freaking Schnitzeldorf. Prussia is overpowered. I am actually loving this. This is the coolest thing ever, and don't look at the fact that we have 91 infamy. Once the war is over, we're gonna get Lombardy and Venice, so we basically will have all of Italy unified by 1844, basically. So that's in 8 years we got the entirety of Italy, including Corsica, guys. That is just ridiculous, and we also are a proper colonial empire. Like I said, this is my favorite patch, playing as Italy. It is by far the strongest Italy I've had so far in 3 years of playing this game already, and I also have to say that I'm having a ton of fun with this patch too overall. And yes, in case you're wondering, I've been improving relations with the two Sicilies. We are on neutral right now, so we could double down on that. We can get a treaty with them, maybe guarantee independence, which should give us more relations with them, and even trade privilege. There you go. We want to get them to love us, so once they research nationalism, we can just unify with them without having to conquer them. If that's not an option, then we of course can just make a protectorate out of them. That's also always going to be there, right? There you go. We got both the war goals, Lombardy and Venice, and there you have it, boys. Lombardy, Venice. We now have the entirety of the Italian peninsula under our control. We can start building stuff again, and we can also go ahead and change our production method so we can fix our economy once more. Reality is that Lombardy and Venice are the strongest states that Austria has, so this really has weakened them massively, which is good for us, of course. We still want to take some states from them, namely Kustenland or Istria and South Tyrol, both of which have some degree of Italian population within them. The Piemontese metalwork, which is going to give us the precision tools. Boom Shakalaka Dones, of course, is going to be headquartered in Piedmont, and we're going to give some privileges, namely the ability to build steel mills as well. Now, these provinces do have to be incorporated, so we're going to do that right away, and we're going to need some more government administration buildings, so let's build these up in Piedmont. You're wondering why you're not building that in Lombardy. We already have tax shortages there. That's because we currently have minus 95% construction efficiency in Lombardy, because obviously we just conquered the state, so it has devastation, turmoil. We need to wait for that to go down before we build anything within that state. Okay, we also can spur more people towards unifying with us. Cool. Love to see it. Now, that being said, we're not expanding for a while now. 85 infamy is crazy, so we just have to chill, take that big ass chill pill and not do anything. Just get more treaties with the two Sicilies so we get friendlier with them, I guess would be the only thing I run right now. Maybe give them some goods as well to sweeten the pot. Once our infamy also lowers, they're going to be a lot more friendlier towards, everyone's going to be a lot more friendlier towards us once the infamy lowers, for that matter. Also, if you guys want to save, I'm going to make this available to anyone that's interested. I'll post it on the Discord. All you got to do is just join the Discord, read the rules, so you get access to that part of the Discord where you get all the saves usually. And check it out, we got interests all over Africa. We're also going to need some more influence, which will help with lowering the infamy faster. So let's go ahead and get some more rivals. The Netherlands, the Ottomans, the Swedes, I guess, just basically nations that don't really make much of a difference anyway. Austria obviously is going to be a big enemy of ours, and heck, even the Spanish, why not? And we've become officially the world's 6th great power. We are literally above the United States of America by quite a lot, because apparently they have a civil war. That's literally the only reason we are now the 6th great power, isn't it? Yep. We're basically reaping the rewards of the Americans dividing themselves. And I just realized Texas went to the Mexicans in this particular timeline. Oh my god, that is crazy. I don't usually see that happening. Oh, we could maybe get a defensive alliance with Sardinia, Piedmont. We also have a bit of a chance of switching over to a slightly better citizenship law. I would probably be a little bit too hopeful to say that we maybe would be able to get cultural exclusion, but I will attempt it. Oh yes, baby, munition plants. Time to get our own domestic production, which means that we will be able to upgrade our units to skirmishers after. Bruh, we start this off with one setback. Yeah, this law is not gonna pass, is it? We're also starting to make a lot more money, so we can continue to increase the amount of construction sectors we got. We are really far behind compared to everybody else right now. Okay, it does seem like we can handle even a little bit more construction sectors. Holy mother of god, 500 unbalanced of iron and wood. Oh god, yeah, we need a little bit more iron, don't we now? Spamius Maximus Ironus Enza Capitalicus, as they say in Italy, right? And there you have it. The Pope also supports unification now, which means every single Italian nation has research nationalism, and we can finally form Italy. So now we've got more than enough states to form the Italian nation. All of the Italians shall be one once more. Boom shakalaka dones. Viva Italia. We can get a claim on South Tyrol and Istria. And what the shit is this? Did Modena not want... Oh god, this is the most cursed thing ever. We're Italy with the exception of Modena, okay? We're the non-Modenese Italians. They're still our subject though, so we're just gonna manually integrate them, I guess. Let's make a save game here. We can post this on Discord also. Italy formed, and I know what you're saying. What is up with all those flags, Ludi? I don't know, man. This particular patch, the flags have been all messed up. I don't know how to fix it. I made a ticket to Paradox. They know about it, so it happens to some people. Let me know in the comment section if it happens to you too, that you get to see different flags when you save up your game. Now we can actually start snowballing like crazy, boys, because we have some of the best states in Europe, and not only that, but we also have a massive amount of population. We got 17 million pops. I know what you're thinking. Ludi, you've always played tall as Italy. What happened to old Ludi where he played tall? Technically, if we're being real here, we're technically still playing tall. It's just like playing tall with a little bit of extra steps, I guess, because we're not taking stuff in Europe, right? Which is what really matters here. I mean, we're only going to take South Tyrol and Istria. That is it. No other stuff is going to be taken. And yes, we're going to push for a proper alliance with the Germans now that we have formed the Italian nation. We want to have an alliance with Germany and Japan, as well as maybe the US as well after they conquer back the Confederate States. That's going to be really good, especially against the Austrians and against some of the colonial nations that will try to take parts of Asia, which are rightful Italian clay, as you probably realize. Next government administration buildings that we're going to be spamming will also include Lombardy, because now we do not have anymore the construction debuffs in Lombardy, which is actually huge for us. So we can do 3 constructions. So I can do 4 government administrations here, for example, and 1 in Venice. Why not? We're also a great power, so we don't need to really give a shit about taking too much debt anymore, because we're barely paying any interest on that debt. We're also economically super snowballing now. So once we finish a couple more admin buildings and we don't have any more tax waste, we're going to start doubling down on construction sectors. We can get another 7 construction sectors in Lombardy from now, and then we'll scale up afterwards more. GDP wise, we're right behind the French and above the Austrians now, so we're doing pretty good. We're probably going to overtake the French any moment though. And it seems like it is Ottoman War number 2, Electric Boogaloo. The Ottomans strike back and they want to take Jordan now. Oh, let me actually add these construction sectors right after, and let me make sure these construction sectors get built right now, since we want to get that extra construction output. Let's check also what our situation is with the construction goods. We have shortage of literally everything except tools. That's actually pretty good. So we can queue up more logging camps now. Let's get the max in Lombardy, and of course we're gonna queue up a buttload more iron mines. I would love to get them all in Piedmont, but we do have 27 we can get in Lombardy, so that's going to be the first priority. Lombardy is really one of the greatest states in Europe, because you've got a little bit of resources, but more importantly, you have a ton of population. You have silk, which is really unique for Europe as well, especially Northern Europe technically, or at least Central Europe, right? And it's just a very versatile state, as the Italians at least. And since we are getting so much stuff privatized, let's get more construction sectors too. Another 5 for now in Lombardy. I genuinely forgot we were going for cultural exclusion. Holy schnitzel. Okay, let's see what's happening actually right now, because I would love to change a little bit my government around. We don't have the best of government. We still have the landowners here. Maybe I could sneakily bring in the industrialists. 33 accepted government. Or actually, maybe I could try and go for a voting system first. Let's try at least landed voting. Better than autocracy right now, isn't it? Now with cultural exclusion, we will be definitely receiving a buttload of immigrants from Europe. We just need to make sure we make our country a little bit better. So we're going to have to increase that standard of living by lowering taxes, getting some better legislation, and perhaps even going for level 3 educational institution level. Holy shit, I forgot to do this a while back. This is literally just me losing out on a ton of education. We also want to get level 2 colonial affairs to help out with more quickly grabbing lands within Africa. So we're going to need more bureaucracy. Luckily for us, we are researching central archives right now. We're also going to need more universities for that matter too. So let's spam a few more of these bad boys, at least 1 in each of the states in Italy for now. We definitely need more than that, but 1 should be better better than nothing. And we can get 4 in the capital here in Piedmont. And we're also going to be spamming some more logging camps. We are super short on wood right now. And truth be told, logging camps are probably one of the more effective buildings early on to just quickly give jobs because they're fast to build. They're very profitable pretty much throughout the campaign. So you cannot go wrong with building logging camps ever in this game. Well, maybe there are some exceptions, of course. We have also just changed our capital to Rome, and we have for a few years a couple of buffs here as consequence, including some migration attraction, which hopefully will revitalize the Roman capital. Okay, now we do have standardized filing cabinets also. So if we switch to this, we've got 1,000 bureaucracy, which means we can go for level 5 law enforcement as well without any issues. And it also means we're paying a tiny bit too much for paper right now. I don't think we can sustain that much, so maybe we're going to be downsizing a bit. The way I usually do this is when I need to downsize, I check which one of my states has the highest amount of extra taxation capacity and a lot of buildings, and then I just delete some of these there. So like, there you go. We're going to delete the ones in Campania, delete a few in Lombardy, of course, too, just so we don't completely collapse our economy because we don't have enough paper to sustain all of the extra bureaucracy. And of course, now we need to queue up more paper mills. Paper is the lifeline and the blood of this nation. Maybe not. Who's to say? Probably is, though. I mean, we are Romans, right? Romans and bureaucracy is synonymous end of the day. So also make sure we can import a little bit. Giving some subventions for import will allow our trade centers to get some paper for us if there's any available in the world market. I'm kind of thinking the world market right now might be struggling with paper. Yeah, there's a bit of a shortage of paper in the world market. Boys, look at that. There's import 301 and export 220, which ends up with 80 shortage. Everybody needs paper, so maybe we just spam paper and everybody's gonna buy the paper from us. Maybe that's the play here. Have you guys also noticed how the Ottomans in this particular patch are doing way better too? They almost always do their Tanzimats and they almost always win the war with the Egyptians, which is kind of good to see, you know? Give them a fighting chance, basically. Wow. Unbelievable. These aggressive Austrians are joining on the side of Modena, which we're trying to lower the autonomy of. It's our right to do that, and you cannot do anything about it, okay? There, Mr. Austria, sir. In fact, I totally did not just bait you so we can grab some of your provinces. Yep, that's exactly how we're gonna approach this. We're bringing the Roman Empire back, and the British are going to help us do it. I'm so confident with this that I'm not even going to get any conscripts as consequence. I'm also super short of meat and fabric, so we're going to build a lot of livestock ranches to help with meat and fabric specifically. All right, boys, time to humiliate the Austrians, part 2, Electric Boogaloo. I love how pretty much in all of my wars, the Prussians have been doing most of the heavy lifting. They've been losing most of their units, and they're the ones that got nothing out of it, because in the previous war, they did all the work to get my war goals, which is why we won, but they pieced out before we won, and they couldn't get the unification play enacted, which is pretty pepega. We're basically delaying the unification of Germany as consequence right now, which is not the worst thing for us, let's be honest. I genuinely like the fact that Prussia is a little bit smaller, because they can be pretty scary when they get bigger. Yay, landed voting, hell yeah. We're also making a lot of money right now on privatizing, so we might have to turn off privatizing or just turn it off for a few of these buildings, maybe just. Also, as expected, more construction sectors are needed. Let's get 8 in Tuscany. All right, we also got both the war goals, South Tyrol and Istria, and we've lowered the autonomy of Modena to puppets, so we're going to be annexing them when the truce is over. Come on, Austria. Give up, Austria. Give it up. Give up your land. Give them their rightful Italian clay. Can you imagine if Italy held on to most of its claims throughout the years? Like Italy having South Tyrol, having Istria, having maybe parts of Greece or Ethiopia. It would be such a different and weird world, wouldn't it? All right, time to again change the production methods. And I know we can just do this and reset production methods, but I like to manually do it because I have some things that I like to see stay with different production methods, basically. That's right, I'm a control freak. I like to control and min-max every single thing in every single province separately. Oh, and what's that you say? Ludi, you need more construction sectors? Oh, hell yeah, brother. Hell still yes, to get 3 more in the new capital and another 3 in the old capital. Wait, what? We're the world's 4th great power now? Don't mind if I do. Okay, this is actually getting crazy. How is there another war between the Egyptians and the Ottomans? Did they not already finish that beef, man? Let's go ahead and also recruit some more units just so we have a decently sized army for future wars, because let's face it, we're probably gonna have quite a few wars, and we also have a ton of population that we need to employ. 3.3 million peasants and 300,000 unemployed. We need to give these people jobs, which means that we need to get more construction sectors to be able to give these people jobs now, don't we? We also got a brand new government, which is extremely happy actually, so hopefully we're gonna be able to pass homesteading. That would be ideal. We could try and say ask some of the nations that already have homesteading, like the Americans, to help us out with that, so we can go for law commitment, homesteading. That's going to give us an extra 25 endorsement for homesteading, but we got to give them something in return. Maybe military assistance, maybe some goods transfer, or perhaps we can give no tariffs, no subventions. They genuinely do not want any of this. That is actually crazy. Okay, apparently no subventions on coal is one thing they want. They also don't want me to colonize the Pacific coast. How about the Great Plains? Yeah, that's better. Oh, that is actually huge. Oh, that's 75%. Please accept. Yay! So we just got an extra. Oh, they nerfed it. Oh, that was today's patch. So this morning they gave out a patch, and with that patch they nerfed commitment. It's not 25% that you get from a law commitment. It's 15% now. Fair enough. I mean, it's still pretty decent overall. Okay, people really want to get homesteading, that's for sure. We went to ascent phase super fast. Speaking of, people are also working their asses off because we're about to overtake the French from a GDP perspective. We have skyrocketed past the Russian Empire. Remember, we just started as a little Schnippeldorf a few years back, and we've literally doubled in size economically compared to the world's largest by size nation, right? And there you go, boys. Homstadladen. How close are we to getting pharmaceuticals? Pharmaceuticals is the one we're gonna go for right after egalitarianism. I would love to actually get secret police. If we get secret police so early on in the campaign, we basically never need to worry about political activists ever again. And I am below 25 infamy, so it's time for me to start expanding around the world once more, starting with the Zulus, the last South African nation that we have yet to tame here. The Zulus really thought that they actually got away scot-free. No, they didn't, okay? They did not. In fact, the Zulus are gonna probably work in our coal mines. Yep. That's the most likeliest of outcomes. Now, we're also going to need more subjects around the world, so we're going to be attacking Marina. After this, we're going to be establishing our own power block. I've been waiting for that for a while, and I think it is about time that we do go ahead and get our own power block now. Stay back down. Okay, you actually made the right choice right there, Marina. Now, just so we have easier naval invasions in the future, I'm also going to get some more ships. We want to have at least 30 frigates. Considering this patch revolves around trade, we will of course be a trade league ourselves, and we will be called Classic Trade League, name the Roman Empire. This is a name that all trade leagues usually have. It's totally not a foreshadowing for what's going to happen in the second and third part of this campaign, because yeah, that's right, I'm going to make this a 3-part series all the way to 1936 with the hidden goal of unifying the trade willing areas of Europe under the Roman Empire Trade League. I've said enough. What do you think? Do you think you've understood what the assignment is? And we'll do the second part once we get 3,000 likes on this video, of course. I will probably release the second part within a week or two, but if we get the likes, I'll release it a little bit faster. Now, everybody is upset with us because we have formed our own power league, so we're gonna have to improve relations with everyone that we do not want to be enemies with. So that means the French, the English, the Prussians, and the Russians. For now, maybe the Americans too, but yeah, Ottomans, hope they don't do their Tanzimat, because I have some plans for that area of the world. And holy freaking schnitzel, we have some insane shortages of wood and iron. Yep, looks like we have to double down on our wood and iron production. Yeah, this is not good. I pretty much maxed out my wood, so I don't know what I'm gonna do when I have all the wood here. I'm gonna have to rely on my colonies, I guess, and just trade overall. I'm also curious to know what you guys want to see me do in this particular patch, which nations you like me to play. I was also doing a stream of Sokoto that I've had a lot of fun with, so if you want to watch me on Twitch, I'll probably be continuing the Sokoto stream. stream where we want to get all of Africa basically. So if you're up for that, I'd love to have you over there. You'll find a link to my Twitch in the description. But like generally, what kind of nations do you like me to see play in this patch? Because I know I'm going to obviously do all the major powers, but aside from that, what else do you want to see? Or amongst the major powers, which ones would you like to see first? I really would love to get the Italian steel company for the construction efficiency, the refined steel prestige good, and the bonuses to steel mills. So to get that, we need to have a couple more steel mills. We already are producing some steel mills in Lazio and Istria. We need to have 5 in the same state, so that means we need to get 1 more in Piedmont. It is already queued up somewhere. I just need to bring it up at the top of the queue just so I can actually get that particular company done as soon as possible. In general, you really want to go for companies that have a prestige good above everything else, and then if you have extra company slots, go for something else too, right? Because like there are some of these that are good, like the Italian metals is really good, but because it doesn't have a prestige good, it's such a drawback that it's not worth going for it, in my opinion. Hey, we've massively overtaken the French already. That is huge. And now we can also go for public health insurance, so we're gonna need even more bureaucracy to make sure we have enough for those institutions too. Now, similar to the other company, we're gonna allow the Italian steel to get iron mines built, and I'd also love to see them get coal mines as well, but iron is a little bit more of a priority for me right now. Steel and iron, for that matter, is a bit of a priority right now. What the hell is wrong with the radicals, bro? I'm literally passing public health insurance. You should be happy with this law. It's literally something you people would love to see, right? Hey, we reached 50 mil. Yay. We're so close to the British too. We are going to stagnate a little bit though because of this silly ass civil war that apparently we're getting right now. We're not. They're stagnating at 94. Okay, that's fine. That means we're probably not going to have a civil war then. Yes, you could call me the ultimate cuckler because I joined the side of the literal natives to make a puppet out of Chile. Who does that, man? You have to be a complete scumbag to join the natives in order to vassalize. I mean, who does that, really? Because this means nobody will be able to help the Chileans. If I was to just attack the Chileans straight, they probably would get somebody on their side. But them being the aggressor against the natives is just the ultimate Accius Maximus right there. The Italian dream. Yes, the Italian dream is to grab Chile. And there you go. Second South American Subjecticus. As well as public health insurance. Hells to the yeah. Dude, how do we still lack fiber and meat? Like, seriously, how much meat are our people eating, man? I need to spam ridiculous amounts of livestock farms for some reason. Like, Italians love their meat. They just love it. Just finished researching Queen 9 so we can start colonizing more parts of Africa now, including the Namak land, Herero land, and all the other lands. And we're also doing a little bit of a cheeky invasion into the homie. We're basically trying to secure all the future rubber areas in Africa and South America to, in essence, cuck over the other great powers. If we own most of the rubber, there's not much that they can do afterwards, is it? Now, I know that I've just started a war, but I feel like it's probably not the worst idea to join on the side of the Egyptians too, since we're going to be able to get Tunis as reward for joining on their side, and we got the Austrians fighting with us too. So that's just a little bit ironic, isn't it? Wait, how is the what? They're by themselves and they're the balls on the Ottomans, man. The actual balls on the Ottomans. Bruh. There we go. We got a homie in Africa, boys. Hells to the yeah. That means we're going to be able to start going into Borgu, Sokoto, and everything else here too. Likely before the English even realize what's happening. Do our quick cheeky invasion against the Tunisians so we get our war goal from that particular engagement. Yeah, this has to be the easiest war imaginable. Pretty sure the Ottomans are just mostly focusing on the Transjordanian front whilst the Austrians are pushing heavily through the Balkans. I mean, they're basically uncontested. Obviously, this is because of our 80 battalions, which are doing most of the heavy lifting. I don't even want to give any sort of praise to Austria, because clearly the 200,000 they got is not doing anything except, you know, our boys are doing everything, really. Oh, we got our first mandate. Let's go. Of course, we're going for advanced research. To get the third principle, we will need to have rank 5 for the power block. Right now, we're on not the last place. We're on the 6th place. I was expecting to be on the last place, but apparently the Belgians, the Ottomans, and the Austrians are below us, considerably below us, actually. How is the Colombian pact, namely the US, above us, though? That's kind of weird to me. Holy mother of shit, no. What? Why is half the world in the Colombian pact? The Dutch, East Indies, and Netherlands. Oh, the Dutch joined the Colombian pact. That explains it. Okay. Look at this. Look at this. This is just beautiful. Liberation of Iraq, Lebanon, Cyprus, Austria and Montenegro, transfer of Tunisia, and liberation of Bosnia. Just gonna say it, the Ottomans might be cooked. The Ottomans might be really, really cooked, especially since Iraq is huge, because Iraq has one of the best sources of sulfur for the Ottomans. Ooh, I wouldn't want to be in their shoes. I kind of feel like they might not be doing their Tanzimats. Pretty sure they're not going to be able to do those now. And we just gotten the prestige tools, which means now we're producing precision tools in the Piemontese Metalworks Company, which is doing average. It's not doing amazing, 16,000 profit. Let's see globally what that's looking like. I mean, compared to some of the ones that start from day one, like the Hudson Bay and the East India Company, it's nothing, right? Like, look at this. They got 230,000. That is ridiculous. Look at the amount of monopolies they got for them, actually. Oh, actually, speaking of, let me give some monopolies to my companies. That should really boost them up a little bit. Let's give a monopoly on steel mills and on iron mines. That really should make a difference here. Oh yeah, we pretty much instantly went up to 22,000 and growing in profit. That's what I'm talking about. Look at this. Look at the freaking difference here, man. That is ridiculous. 26,000 already, 27, going up on 30 just from a single click with one single monopoly, bruh. Oh no, the homies are rebellion. Well, guess we're gonna have to wipe them out, and we just got protectionism too. That's pretty cool. I would do anything for love. Enough proportional taxation though, but I won't do that. I guess we can go for wealth voting. Yeah, let's go ahead and start making our country a little bit more democratic. It should help us with progressing with better laws, more progressive laws after. Holy mother of God, we're making about 1 million already. We're gonna stay on very low taxation, which should help us with our standard of living, and that means people are gonna be able to buy more stuff. So we're gonna double down on our furniture, textile mill production, and so on. We also need more bureaucracy, so we can get level 4 health insurance now, and level 4 home affairs, and level 3 colonialism. I forgot about this. Oh my God. Hey, look at what I was saying earlier. See, 40,000 profit now, guys. So if we check it from a global perspective, we have both of our companies as 5th and 6th in the world, and we're also making significantly more money because of those couple of charters we give out. Rich get richer. Hells to the yes. That's exactly how the world works, buddy boy. It's official, boys. The Ottomans have failed their Tanzimats, which makes them an unrecognized major power. So that basically means it is a free real estate going into the Balkans now. Oh, and we have a juicy trade offer. The Netherlands want to give us Dutch Ivory Coast, which has 32. Wait, where the hell is that? Dutch Ivory Coast. Okay, and they want Italian Gambia. Where the hell is that? How do I not know any of these places, man? Okay, so they want me to give them this little piece, and they give me Dutch Ivory Coast. Do I have parts of the Ivory Coast? I do have actually quite a bit, but the French have most of the Ivory Coast though. We would lose a little bit of population if we do this deal. I don't know. I'm not too keen on this offer. I'll be honest. I'm not gonna do it. Nope. You might be wondering, what the hell is happening in your save game, Ludi? Why is Russia invading you? Why is the British occupying Austria? Why are the British occupying France? It's just the British are the bad guys. British are the baddies, I'm telling you now. And I totally did not just declare war on the Greeks and the Russians join on their side because I want to restore the Roman Empire. That's not why I did it, okay? I did it for other reasons that I cannot disclose right now. Now, the first step of this is basically just drain the willingness of the Russians to stay in this war. Once the Russians peace out, we're gonna go for the Greek parts. And I guess I could also do a naval invasion right now. Hey, we are second great power now, and we're about to defeat the British when it comes to GDP too. Come on, come on. You know you wanna. I'm gonna just double down on my construction sectors here. Let's get a few more. Wherever we have infrastructure, I guess would be best. We do have 2.9 million peasants still unemployed, so we really do need a lot more construction sectors. And it's official, we have more GDP than the British Empire, meaning we're technically first, just don't have enough prestige to say we're first. And that's by 1870, by the way. That's just crazy. Finally, they freaking rebelled as well, man. I've been waiting for these guys to trigger the rebellion for like 1,000 years. Also, good thing I noticed, we have had a war here against natives that I didn't even realize we had, and they were winning this war, okay? Which is crazy. This is turning into a bit of a longer video, so I'm going to finish the first part here. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next one.